Good morning and welcome to episode 1, 4, 5, 8 of Down to Dunk. You can find us on The Athletic and anywhere else you subscribe to your podcast. Go to theathletic.com/down2dunk and get The Athletic for $1 a month for 6 months. I am Luke, joined this morning by Andrew.
But I gotta say, I'm just fired up to be here today. Pretty cool. Pretty damn cool.
Slam through.
Are you ready for some football? NFL draft last night. Let's get to it.
And Jay.
It's Jay.
Wow, Caleb going number 1 overall, boy. What do we
It
think?
was the shocker of the
Get
whole
him
draft season.
out of here.
So Thunder up 2-0 against the Pelicans.
Heading back to New Orleans.
And it
Tomorrow.
feels good.
2:30 tip-off
feel
here
good.
in Oklahoma City. If you are in Oklahoma City or a surrounding area, you should come and join us at Lively Beer Works.
Join us, won't you?
Yep.
I'll be there about 2.
Yeah.
Right at 2.
Oh, yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
be there about 2. And we're going to watch the game together. And then afterward, we're going to have a little pod.
Podcast. There's going to be food available.
Yeah, food
There's
trucks.
Going to be drink.
A huge
available?
screen.
There's going to be basketball available to
Is
watch.
it outdoor, indoor, outdoor event? Or mostly indoor?
Mostly indoor.
Yeah, mostly indoor.
Mostly indoor event.
Weather. That means weather, not a factor. You know, it could be rainy. Doesn't matter.
I heard it could be stormy.
Stormy is raining.
But it's going to be inside, so it's fine.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying to you.
There's a storm brewing. Thunder.
But some special things.
Thunderstorm.
Thunderstorm.
Some special things planned for that.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. It's gonna be so special.
All right, good. And so that's tomorrow, Saturday, 2:30. It's tip off. You want to watch it. This is just it's too much fun to not want to watch it with people.
I
that
know.
you
It's
know
going to be
and
so
love.
fun to watch it all together.
Yeah.
And they're going to they made like a projection screen, so it'll be a big old.
The other night
Big old
I
thing.
was for my birthday, which was Wednesday.
Mhm.
Taylor didn't remember that, but it's fine. I went
Happy
to,
birthday, dude.
Thanks, man. My mother and my spouse and I
My mother and my spouse.
I tried.
My spouse and
Mama
my
tried.
spawn.
We went to the Republic on Classen.
Oh wow.
And number one, I forgot how great of a place that is to watch games.
Oh, it's awesome.
We'd mentioned it on the pod
Yeah.
a couple weeks ago,
Yeah, it's great.
but it just reminded me. All I could think about was that Spurs game, whatever it was, game
Yeah.
6, game 5, whatever it was, 2016, where the four of us were there together. It was the Deion Waiters shove, Manu
Yeah,
Ginobili.
yeah.
We were losing our minds
Yeah.
there. And,
That was a
that's an
lot of fun.
all-timer.
That
That's
was
an
a lot of
all-timer.
fun.
But anyway, it makes me just think games are better when you watch them with people you love. So you
Yeah.
might as well come on out.
True.
Game 3, what's your expected adjustments that Willie Green and the Pelicans are going to make?
I mean, they've got to find a way to get Trey Murphy more shots. I mean, he took only 6 threes in that second game. He took 12 in game 1, and so I think that's definitely one where they've got to get him free.
They don't have a point guard.
They don't have a creator with
Right.
and that's a problem. Is like, how do you? Because Bi's not really that.
CJ.
CJ is not that either. They're in big trouble. I mean that's all I have to say about the Pelicans is that they don't really have a real answer, and I don't know if they've put Larry Nance's status out there yet. But that'll be a big one. If they don't have Larry Nance, they don't have they don't have a counter.
I think it should push them to do. I think the only thing that I think they could throw out there that maybe would throw a wrinkle into Oklahoma City is just to completely bypass the center position. Like just play anybody, like just run a 5 wing with CJ lineup.
And like at that point, I'm like, well, if you're going to
What's it
match
not
what
gonna work?
OKC does, then you're definitely not going to win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like OKC playing small is gonna beat you every time
Yeah.
if you're gonna match them.
I remember this was it last week when me and Taylor were talking about how good a sweep or a gentleman's sweep would feel? It would feel good. And I feel like it's possible.
It's
I mean,
it's
yeah.
brewing.
What they really need to do, Pelicans, is create some sort of machine that completely heals injured players so that
Mhm.
they could take part in the game. Because I've thought a few times like, well, what if Zion was playing? Like, would be, I feel like, completely different.
Oh yeah.
And so
It would help.
it would definitely help. And so
I'm not sure
it's-
the outcome would be much different.
I don't know.
The Thunder have only, I don't know if they played Zion more than once this year, but when they did, they defended him pretty well.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like people wrongly think about the Thunder when they think about that matchup. Is like they're not going to defend Zion with one guy. They never defend the paint with one guy. It's always with multiple players. So
I say that in the game they played Zion, he had 29 on 10 of 17.
he's a really good player. He's
And
a
the
really good player.
And the game he hurt himself, he had 40. I mean, he was gearing up
He was.
to
He
be
was fantastic.
monstrous. So, but hey, I'm fine that he's not there. I'll take it.
Yeah. I mean, the Thunder could get through this series in 5 games and then probably have some time off because I think Clippers Mavs is going to go the
7.
distance.
Yeah.
Like it's going to go 6 or 7. It's
Yeah.
That's a tough series and not everybody's going to make it through that series healthy. They already haven't. So it'll be good for the Thunder. Obviously they have their youth, but
Yeah.
also to have extra rest will be good. So yeah, they go into game 3. I mean, they won the rebounding battle. Some of that was that they just made a lot of shots. I mean, when there's not as many rebounds available,
Yep.
you don't grab as many rebounds. So
So if the Thunder, let's say the Thunder play like they did the last game, every game here on out, I feel like anyone can beat us when we're playing like
I mean,
that.
Absolutely.
make half their threes.
Yeah, I feel like
Not a problem, Andrew.
we're pretty unbeatable when we're doing that.
I mean, yeah. When you're shooting the ball like that, things go pretty well for you.
There was that one play where it was like there were like 10 passes all around, and like Pelicans were just being shook and like falling all over the place, and it ended with like someone slamming.
it was-
into
Yeah, it was Wiggins.
It was
Yeah.
Wiggins.
That play. I had multiple people text me about that play, and we were talking about it in our group text, but that was when the vibes were immaculate.
Oh baby, we finally hit immaculate vibes
It
on the Luke
truly
scale.
was. Yeah.
I love that you have the vibe scale. By the way,
I mean, the vibes were that was tippy top
I need to
of the
add,
vibes.
add vibes.
Yeah.
criteria.
Yeah, that play was really fun from Wiggs
The-
because it was like a really good characterization of this Thunder team in general because he like completely shook his defender. His defender falls to the ground and then he passes.
Yeah.
But then he passes it to get the ball back, which is just that's how the Thunder play. It's a very unselfish brand of basketball, and that was a very fun play. The arena got really loud
Yeah.
on that play.
Everyone's moving, and the Pelicans are good at passing as well. They're great at driving and kicking and trying to find the open guy, but they just don't constantly move like the Thunder do. The Thunder, it's like it is so hard to defend them because every guy on the court can score, by the way, no matter who's on the court. Even Jay Will is hitting his shots. So it's like I don't know how you guard them. You try to go double Shea or help the defender on Shea, and then that guy's moving around that you leave open, and they're just gonna find open shots.
This is the blueprint. This is why they played this way the whole
This
time.
is what they've been doing the entire time.
This is why they drafted the guys they did. They want to have 5 guys that can do something with the basketball when it hits their hands.
Yeah.
To where people aren't. We saw it with Andre Robertson and all kinds of different players that have come through Oklahoma City where the ball hits their hands. It's like, what do I do? There's nobody on this team that's like that.
So
Bismack.
Well, he didn't play.
Well, he's not going to play.
He's on the team though. Hey, what do you think about this? I was just thinking.
Maybe Gordon.
No, do you know what he doesn't do is hold on to the ball
I was going to say he knows he moves the ball.
immediately.
Dude, there was this moment.
It's like he's allergic to it.
I know we're probably going to talk about this, but there was
He might
one
be.
Gordon moment
That
where
would make a lot of sense.
Actually,
he got the ball and he pulled up mid-range jumper,
hmm
and it was just the most limp,
It's the only shot
shot.
he's taken in the series.
hmm
and it just
I'll tell you
hit. It barely hit the front of the rim. And I was like, oh God, what a deflating moment.
He's a non-factor offensively, but I don't think he's been a negative. Like he's played good defense. He's had active hands. Like there's been some positives.
He's had some
Yeah,
nice
yeah,
moments defensively.
Yeah,
and
it's
he's
just-
not. And then here's the deal.
He's
like,
not a negative on offense. He just doesn't do anything, and it's just surprising every time I watch it.
It
I'm like,
really
wasn't
sticks-
he like in December scoring 30 points a game?
Well, and he's always been a good passer his whole career too. So
Yeah.
it's strange. He's always been a playmaker. So it's just strange to see it like this. And it really
It is
sticks
strange.
out. It sticks out when he's on the court
He's
with
so passive. It's
the
crazy.
Thunder, who like everyone on the Thunder can do anything.
I mean, it is weird.
What do you think about for the
is weird.
Pelicans? What do you think about signing Brandon Ingram this offseason and creating this comes from Alex mentioning it, is creating a sign and trade with the Pistons
hmm
for like a Jaden Ivey?
Sure.
Saying like you want Trey Murphy to be in the starting lineup
Yeah.
for the Pelicans, which is wild that he is, and he's been their best player probably this whole entire series.
Yeah, but he also can't create offense on his own.
I understand that, but you still want him in the starting lineup, and then you need somebody else who can create on their own.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think that is probably helpful to both teams.
Also,
I don't-
that's supposed to be CJ.
I don't know.
But CJ's never
It's-
been that
It's
guy. We
supposed,
know it's not.
it's supposed to be Zion.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be Zion.
I think they thought that Dyson Daniels would be further than he is.
he's just like an offensive zero.
Zero.
Yeah.
But isn't that what he's supposed to be in theory? Is like a point guard who can defend really well and
Yeah.
big?
I mean, he's a big point guard that can defend, but he doesn't really do the things offensively that you'd want. Like he just doesn't shoot it. And that's why I don't know. I mean, Ivy is an interesting one. There are people in the league that think Jaden Ivey is like a bench player. And so I don't know that I would do that for Ingram. I would want more. Like I'd want the Pistons to give up way more than just Ivy.
And they would have to, but who knows? Whatever.
But
Let me ask this question. Another question about the Pelicans. If Jose Alvarado wouldn't have been in their pipeline,
mhm.
is he a guy that gets NBA minutes anywhere else?
I mean, probably. He's been bad in this series. He was really good for them down the stretch of the season.
I'm just asking questions.
He and Nance off the bench were really, really good for them. And like a part of the reason why they were in the position that they were.
They just have some roster reconstruction that Griffin needs to do that I think
Yeah.
it's just going to be a challenge.
Yeah. They need to have more on-ball creators.
Yeah.
Like they just have to. Because Alvarado's really not that.
They don't have anybody
CJ's a
Zion.
secondary guy.
secondary.
And you need more than just Zion. And this is why the Thunder,
I think they also hoped BI would be that, and he's just not.
Well, he's
that
also
guy
just not-
necessarily.
he's also just not healthy either.
He's also got Lugens Dort just draped
Yeah,
on him
he's
the entire time he plays.
seriously one of the best defenders in the NBA. And their defensive scheme is great. A lot of it is just like we have Lou Dort and you don't, so we get to play like this. So they don't deploy like a lot of switchy lineups because they don't have to, just because they have a maniac
Yeah,
that's
but
willing
dude,
to fight through like that.
It also, they all just try on defense. There's not one, like Giddey will sometimes like fall asleep, but everybody else when they're out there, like
Giddey was good in game 2.
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
legitimately good in
Mhm.
game 2.
But I'm saying, like, I remember maybe my favorite play of the game was the J-Dub steal when he was just being so handsy on McCollum.
yeah.
and he got the steal, and McCollum fouled him as he was going to get past him, which I
Yep.
was like hoping that Dub would get it and go and just destroy the rim and watch the crowd go insane. But anyway, when he got fouled, he laid on the ground and did that whole thing where he was like screaming. And I don't know, the competitive side of this team is what's so awesome, in addition to just their ability to play well.
Yeah.
And then one last thing, and I've talked too much already, but there was a moment, and I can't pinpoint where it was in the game, but Shea hit a shot and came back down and like emphatically got on Dub to do something better or something different.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The leadership qualities that you're seeing emerge from Shea in this high level moment has also been pretty special.
Mhm.
I think, and it's been the story all season, but just the team unity that they have. I was watching, like last night, I was watching the Lakers game versus the Nuggets, and after the game, they were interviewing someone. It was just that person, and then, but with us, it's always the full team. The interviewers know it's going to be all of them. They are there to support each other, and it's not, it's not like in the past where it would just be like, oh, it's gonna be, we're talking to Russ and we're talking to KD, and like you can tell these guys are a unit and really like a family. And I think that like they're not faking that.
Mm-mm.
That's not something that they're doing for show. They're just, it's something that like I think is so special, and like obviously everyone's paying a lot of attention to it, but like it's one of the coolest things I've ever seen. I love it. And so I'm just like blown away, and it just makes every win like even better because you get to see that at the end of it,
Totally. And I think that that says something about Shea's leadership as well, because clearly Shea has taken a point, I think specifically this year, to be like, I am very serious about basketball and how I play basketball and how I approach it. But it's very different than when other stars in the league are like, I'm serious, I'm the leader, don't be goofy, no vibes, no anything like this, like it's like he still welcomes it, but he doesn't. There's such a good balance of, we take this very seriously, but also, chemistry does matter. Our energy together as teammates, it does matter. And we are young. They're young. Like they have to, they're going to act a certain way. There's going to, I think Shea is such a good leader for this team specifically.
Yeah. The other thing, I don't know if I've talked about this on pod, but I've been meaning to for like weeks. I have like a story I've made up in my head about why they are interviewing all together at the end. It's like my personal like headcanon.
Your
for
fan
what it is,
fiction.
basically.
Okay.
And it is this. I think someone on the team was talking with the team. It's like, I don't like doing those interviews. I don't feel like I'm a good speaker. I'm nervous. I really don't like it. And the whole team is like, we're all going to be there for all of us. Like, when at those post-game interviews, we're all going to be there to support you, but we're going to do it for everyone else too. So we're not just doing it for you. That's my headcanon explanation for why they do it.
It feels unspoken though. It feels like it's just natural that happened. And it's just, the personality of the team.
They're another like element of it is that some of those guys really enjoy the attention and love being in front of the camera.
Yeah.
And like obviously like J-Dub and Jay Will specifically.
No.
And so there's almost like this like little kid like response to it. It's like, I want to be on the camera.
Yeah.
Like I'm going to sneak up and be on the camera. And also they're winning and they're really good.
Yeah.
And if they weren't winning and if they weren't good, obviously you're not having as many of those moments that exist. And so it's kind of, I mean, the Miami Heat did this with their big three, I think in the second year, where like Chris Bosh would just like pop up out of nowhere. And like they would pull pranks on each other. And it's a little bit similar to that, where it really is like a brotherhood with these guys. And it's cool to see.
It's also cool.
Taylor, you have to not do this anymore.
Well, the problem is backwards black cap, backwards black cap, backwards black cap. So I had to change it up a little bit for the visual. I feel like it helps.
Yeah, no, it does not. It is hurting everything.
Really?
Yeah.
people were leaving the stream.
Yeah, people are trying to get out of here.
It's more distracting
I
than
need
it
a
is
hat.
helpful.
It is outrageously distracting.
Do I need a hat?
Okay.
No, you look too good.
Thanks, bro.
So
Say, yeah. No hat. for
one of the
Illinois.
things that I've also enjoyed about their post game antics is how many haters it's creating. Is if you follow like the Twitter world of Nuggets fans or
Yeah.
Mavericks fans, is a lot of them. I saw somebody that was like, I can't wait to play these cheesy,
Mhm.
Yeah, I saw that too.
It's like
I like that.
yes,
I like that too.
let the hate rise.
I mean, this is when, I mean, you kind of forget how intense like hatreds towards other teams and like the crap talking that goes on becomes. I'd forgotten. Like,
I don't hate the
builds
Nuggets.
up. But you will.
I don't know.
You will.
I don't think they have any hateable personalities.
I-
Like Mavericks hate them, Clippers hate them,
Yeah, but haven't we-
Warriors hate them.
I just think you will.
Aaron Gordon could be.
Nah, I like Aaron Gordon.
Just wait.
Let's find out.
Just
I,
wait.
I hope,
Wolves
I hope we
hate
get
him.
there.
Just wait, baby. The other thing that I've really noticed about Shea is so in that game I thought in the first game the whole team was like nervous and you could kind of see it in how they were playing and like, but in the second game Shea was playing totally at the speed he wanted to play at and was not being like rushed by the shot clock or by the crowd. He was doing things just meticulously, exactly how he wanted to do it. And I'm watching other games, and other teams, and I'm not seeing anyone that can play and do what he's doing.
No, Shea was perfect in game 2. And you could feel it early on. Like if he gets a little bit of rhythm, makes a couple jump shots, the whole game changes. And he started doing that early, and it was like a, what do they call it? Like a snowball. He started hitting step back threes. Like he was in his game. And it really threw the Pelicans for a total loop because they've been able to get away in part by just putting Herb Jones on him.
Mhm.
And so when the Thunder were hitting all over it's fun to watch. I forget how good playoffs are as far as like a strategic kind of watch as well.
Mhm.
Because you're watching in the game Willie Green, like, all right, so that's not working. As soon as Chet hits 3 threes right out of the gate, and the Thunder basically played him out of their defensive scheme. So, which is what the Thunder are highly capable of doing. And so then he moves to a zone, and the Thunder carved the zone up. But it just made it to where all of a sudden you couldn't just depend on basically a box and one with just Herb on Shea, and then everybody else like scramble around to cover everybody.
Yeah.
And it's just it makes me think, I don't know what the Pelicans can do defensively, and I don't think they really have an option to stop this team.
After game 2, it feels like they don't. I mean, we ended. Did we beat him by 30 points? Was it 30?
Yeah,
Was
32.
it 32?
And I'm not. The Thunder just could have a day where they don't shoot well, and it could. Be
And the Pelicans could shoot well too. Like they haven't shot the ball well yet.
yeah, but the Thunder are defending like crazy.
I know. I'm just saying. Like CJ McCollum's 21% from 3 over 2 games. Like Najee Marshall's hit 16%. Alvarado's 14%. Brandon Ingram hasn't hit a 3 in the series.
Has he shot one?
He's taken 1 per game, but like he's like nobody's making their threes. I mean, Herb Jones is making his threes. Trey Murphy's made some, but everybody else is like completely cold.
Yeah, but you said that. Like, who else is there?
I'm just
Like, who else is there? That's the thing for me is I'm like, they're just flawed offensively right now.
Oh, without a doubt,
In large part because of Zion. But I'm like,
they don't.
Ingram's only shot 2 in 2 games.
Yeah.
He shot 2 in 2 games. CJ McCollum has been bad since the play-in. He was bad in both of their games in the play-in. Like, I just don't know if it's some switch where it's like, oh, they're just missing shots. Like, I don't know if that's real.
I mean,
because Herb Jones was what, 5 of 8?
Herb has shot 40%. He's 6 of 15.
Which is what he shot on the season. Trey Murphy is their,
He's 7 of 18 for the series. CJ's 3 of 14. Jose's 1 of 7. Najee's 1 of 6. BI's 0 of 2. I mean, they could shoot better at home. You know, like that is something that could happen.
But wasn't it like weren't they like one of the best away
Road
road teams this season?
Yeah,
So like
they were. I just there's a lot of regular season stats that you just have to throw out though.
Yeah.
That just don't impact
Yeah, when
the
they
playoffs.
played the Thunder in the regular season at OKC, do you think it was anywhere close to what to what it's like now playing at OKC?
Seriously, the environment was 50% of what it was.
Yeah.
You know, in the regular season. Like it's not even close to the same. And the thing, like the real thing, like the Pelicans are just outmatched. Like they don't have the top end talent, they don't have the creators. But I'm just saying, like there could be a game where Alvarado hits his threes, McCollum hits his threes, and Trey Murphy gets loose for 6 threes, and they win a game. You know, like that is definitely a possibility that's there, especially back at home. I think the Thunder are winning this series and probably winning it in 4 or 5. Yeah. But I do think like there is something for they've left some things on the table for sure with just their outside.
So
shooting.
in the last game of the regular season that the Thunder played the Pelicans, they won 119-112. The Pelicans shot 14 of 38 from the 3-point line, so 36.8%, which is better than what they've been shooting. Obviously,
way better than what they've shot. Yeah.
But the only real outlier is CJ. CJ was 4 of 11 in that game, but Herb was 2 of 8. Trey was 4 of 6. Nobody else on the bench. I mean, Jordan Hawkins was playing, which he's not even touching the floor except for garbage time. He was 1 of 1. But Jose was 2 of 6. Najee Marshall was 1 of 4, and then nobody else made anything. And so it's like I don't know how much it's, you know, and then I'm going to look real quick as we're doing this as well. Brandon Ingram 0 of 0 in the second game they played, and then 2 of 7 from Herb, 2 of 7 from CJ, 1 of 6 from Trey Murphy, 2 of 4. They were 9 of 36 in the second game they played against the Thunder.
I think the point is, though, it's not like they're going to figure it out and it's going to be a longer series because they're hitting their threes now. I think Andrew's just saying, hey, they could get hot from 3 one game and pick one up, but it's still going to go 4 or 5.
Just like something that could happen that could change the outcome of the game is that they hit their shots. That I mean, they missed 14 of 15 corner threes in game 1.
Yeah.
I mean,
game 1 I just throw out though. Like I just totally throw out game 1 for both teams. It was
all right. Then we're only up 1-0, Jay. How does that help us? We're only up 1-0.
Call the league.
Dang. Jay, what are you doing?
That wouldn't be surprising that the league already thinks that, but
I don't know if you guys have been watching. So Shaq was how on he's been about guessing like the outcomes of games, and that he's been like, I think he called one of the games. He was like one of the teams is going to win by at halftime. He's like, this team's going to win by 7, and they did. Like he got it like exactly right, and that makes me feel like he's on it. He knows what's doing.
he called the Heat beating the Celtics, right? In
Yes,
game 2.
he did that. Yeah, but he did it like back-to-back nights, and he said the Thunder, Western Conference Finals.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I mean, the guy who is knows what's going on.
Shazam or Kazam? Shazam?
Kazam.
Why would his name be Shaq and they go with Kazam?
Because Shazam was already a thing.
Yeah, Shazam's a DC comic book character.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, then that answers my question.
So
I also think Boston's going to run over Miami tonight.
That's so embarrassing they even lost that one, though. Like, even that, I'm like, don't win the championship, Boston. It's insane.
They're doing what they always do.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Hey, guys, should we just jump to straight some Twitter questions?
Yeah.
Get what the people want to know. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Let's take a quick break first.
Okay. Okay.
I have a little bit of a Tayshaun that is playoff.
We can put it in the middle of 2 keys.
Okay.
And we're back from that quick break. Now it's time for some Twitter questions.
Gosh.
I don't remember the Twitter questions button.
Just hit Jimmy.
Jimmy.
Okay.
Twitter questions. You got questions and you ask them on Twitter. Now we answer them for you. This is Twitter Twitter questions. Let's get down to it.
All right, our first Twitter question comes from a user that seems to have the F word in their name. I'm not going to say it.
Jimmy.
Yeah,
So-
Jimmy instead.
So that is that. And their question is this: what are the chances that Giddey decides to walk to find a team he can run rather than sign an extension with OKC? Also, do you still like Kyle Flipapowski for the Thunder this year?
There's no chance that he walks without getting any extension.
Yeah,
It's the
no.
best way for him to get the most money. Now, could I see him getting that and him and Sam having a conversation and him asking for a trade? Maybe. Or could I see Sam making the decision that he wants to use Josh in order to get a player that maybe fits what they need a little bit more? Sure, maybe.
Yeah,
But-
I mean, he doesn't really even have the option to walk away. It would be the Thunder's choice because he's a restricted free agent.
Yeah. Yeah. So if somebody gives him a contract, and,
And that's not this summer. That's the next summer
Yeah.
that he's a restricted
which
free
the
agent.
Thunder would make a move on from him before he ever got to that.
Yeah.
Historically, they do not like getting players to restricted free
Yeah.
agency.
And I've been fine with Giddey.
Giddey's
He's been good.
and
Like-
he seems. I mean, I have not seen anything that says that he's not happy
Yeah.
here.
No, I'm just a little bummed for him because against the Pelicans, he has historically been fantastic, but they're defending him so differently. Like he was dominating the guard him with the big lineup against the Pelicans.
Yeah.
But now they put Trey Murphy on him or one of the other wings.
But it allows Chet to
Yep.
shake loose.
It is, and it's I haven't been displeased at all with what I've seen from Giddey. And he had a big three in game 2 that got the crowd real fired up. And
he was
fine.
good. He was good in game 2. And also, if you are going to be a team that competes at a high level, someone has to make sacrifices. Like somebody's not going to get the shots. Somebody's not going to get the points. And so if you want to be a part of this team, like if Giddey wants to be a part of this team, he ultimately has to be a very high level connector that sometimes can shake loose for 20. But he's not going to be a main scorer on this team.
yeah, I think the last month and a half of Giddey has been the ideal version of Giddey for this team.
And then this summer, still Kyle Flipapowski?
I like him a lot. I think he's a good player. I think he'd be a great backup big.
I think he's a kind of ideal pick for that.
Yeah, I really like him.
Let's do our next Twitter question. It comes from @Isahapu, who says, why do you think the media can't let go of the rebounding issue?
Oh, because the primary voices are the old guard, like they're an old version of NBA, and so they would be more comfortable with this team if they had a traditional big.
They also have to say, here's the con.
There has to be something.
There has to be something
Well,
like,
and
here's
it
the
is.
weakness.
Like it is a problem.
Yeah.
Like we know that we've watched it all season,
Yeah.
but it's not to the point of like, and maybe it will be in the end. That's the Achilles heel for this team, but part of it is just there are certain people in the media that can't stop thinking about the way the basketball was in the 90s, especially the three voices that dominate TNT coverage.
Yeah. And it is like the Thunder's weakness. And so if you want to talk about the Thunder's weakness or a reason why they may not move on in a particular round, like this size and rebounding might be that issue.
And inexperience. It's those two things.
Yeah.
They're young, they're inexperienced, and then they're not big enough. They can't rebound
Also, people just don't know how to talk about the Thunder with nuance.
because they didn't watch them all year or pay attention to them.
Yeah, which is okay because it's hard to watch everything. Like if you're a national person, you're probably not gonna watch the Thunder all that much. You're probably watching the Lakers more. You're probably watching the Sixers more.
And what's crazy is evidently Bill Simmons watched the Pelicans more than the Thunder this year to pick them over the Thunder in this series.
Simmons just, you're doing exactly what he wants you to do.
No, edit that out. Cut it. No.
It's my least favorite part of Twitter. It was like all these people I try to avoid and people quote tweet them.
Yeah.
It's like, why are you filling my timeline with this nonsense?
Yeah.
You're giving them exactly what they want.
Stop. Like, don't.
Awesome.
Stop
I'm
with
telling you, just be liberal with that block and mute. makes it so
yeah.
much better.
Yeah, you have to.
I this
You
week
block Simmons.
no, but like this week there was every tweet was about like when you look at your keyboard between this and this letter. Did you see all those?
Oh yeah.
Well, I blocked and muted the words keyboard between or like the two words that make up the meme or whatever. I blocked those two, completely gone from my timeline.
Wow.
And it has
cleaned
made
it up.
It has made my experience just this week 100 times better. Because that was all there was. I was like, I'm so sick of this joke. And so I went and I looked back at my blocked words. It's like blocked words from like specific memes and stuff I don't want to see. And it's great.
It's the little decisions you make daily that make your entire life better, you know?
That's right. I'm about to make a little decision, and that's to do Tayshawn's factoid victory victory.
Oh.
Tayshawn's factoid victory victory. Tayshawn's factoid victory victory.
Hello, I'm Tayshawn. This is my victory. I have come up with the 5 criteria for a good playoff team. Okay, so I'm going to go through the criteria. You guys tell me if you have any issues with this. 1, stardom, coaching, depth, experience, vibes. Any issues with the criteria?
You got to start them.
Stardom, stars.
Oh,
Do they have stars?
Oh.
Stardom.
Start them. You got to start. Hey, you can't wait. You don't start.
Stardom.
okay.
Any issues with that?
No.
I like that.
Okay, so I would like to start with the Thunder. Here,
Mhm.
my whole point here is I'm trying to figure out how to make it be a foregone conclusion that the Thunder should be in the Western Conference Finals. All right, that's my goal here. So let's go through the criteria for the Thunder. Stardom, got it. We're gonna start them.
Start them. They're starting it.
They have a superstar and then they have 2 stars. I would J-Dub and Chet are stars in the league, and Shea's a superstar. Coaching, they got it. Depth, they got it. Experience,
They don't got it.
they don't got
They
it.
don't got it.
Vibes, they got it. Number 1 in the league, vibes.
Vibes high.
Okay, so now I'd like to quickly go through the other teams in the West, and you tell me who matches this or who's lacking in their. If they're just not going to be a good playoff team.
Mhm.
Lakers,
I mean, they're cooked.
cooked. We don't even have to go through the criteria for them.
Yeah, it's over.
They
Tim-
wanted that smoke though.
yeah, they wanted
They
it.
wanted it.
They wanted
Yeah.
it.
And they're about to get smoked.
They're
Yeah.
smoked.
4-0.
Yeah, it's over.
That's what
It's
you get
over.
when you want smoke. Sometimes you get it.
Yeah.
And they did.
Timberwolves. They have stardom.
They have stardom.
They have.
they have coaching.
Do they have coaching? I don't know.
Oh yeah, Chris Finch is awesome.
Chris Finch. Oh wow. Oh yeah. Depth.
Was he coach of the year last year?
Finchy.
No.
No,
Was Thibodeau?
no. That was Mike Brown last year.
Oh yeah.
Depth.
Depth. I mean, right now they're like playing 8 guys, which is normal, but they also like aren't playing Kyle Anderson. I think they have.
They also have the 6th man of the year. Though.
I think they have good depth.
Okay.
Yes,
Experience.
they have more. They have more experience. I mean, they've played it.
Yeah, but
they've been in playoff series.
you know when I say playoff experience, though, you know what that like means. You know what I'm saying? Like I would argue that the Timberwolves have they played in the playoffs? Yes. Besides Rudy Gobert, who else has like a ton of good playoff experience?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, together,
Oh, Conley, I guess. Duh.
Conley.
Okay, yeah.
Ant's-
They've got
this is Ant's
experience.
third playoff series.
Wow. Okay. Yep. They got it. Vibes. I would argue they kind of have vibes.
I mean, they definitely have vibes.
All right. So they're up there. They're only missing one criteria, just like the Thunder. Suns.
What's the criteria?
What are they
then?
missing? I
Oh,
thought-
crap.
I
They
thought-
hit all of them.
I was gonna say, I
Dang
thought
it.
we-
They hit all of
I was
them.
gonna say, I thought they checked all those boxes.
Oh. All right. Great. Suns.
None of them.
Yeah. No. Start them.
Stardom.
No depth.
No, they don't have
No
anything.
coach.
No vibes.
They got experience.
They have
They have
experience.
experience in stardom.
Yeah.
All right. That's it. They're not making it. Mavericks.
Stardom. Yes.
Yes. Coaching. No. Just
the
agree. Jason Kidd is not the best coach for this team.
Yeah, he's not great.
vibes are weird. They have some weird
They were
vibes.
great towards the end of the
I was
season.
gonna
but
say they've
I-
been good recently.
but it's roller coaster vibes.
Roller coaster vibes.
It's
I
weird
do agree
vibes.
with
They're
that.
getting the best version of Kyrie in a
And
decade.
the vibes around Kyrie are like very good right now too.
Okay, so maybe we do count
but
vibes
that's
because
not vibes. That's stardom.
I don't love their depth. They've got some big depth, but they don't have a ton of wing depth.
Luke, you have an issue.
That's not vibes. Kyrie having good vibes is stardom. That's not vibes.
That's
The team as a whole,
interesting.
I
That's
don't
an
think has
interesting
good
point.
I think they. I mean,
Mavericks
Jay-
have like
Jay's
like,
right. Like the last half of the season, they've had really good vibes.
Yeah, the media narrative around the Mavericks has been could not be higher heading
Mhm.
into the playoffs.
It's a roller coaster, so it's about to.
Maybe.
I mean, that'd be great.
Splitting 1-1 against the Clippers and going home. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. It couldn't
Couldn't
couldn't ask for much more.
I'm
Yeah.
always right.
And experience, they've got it.
Mm-hmm.
Clippers, stardom, they got it. Coaching, they got it. Depth,
They got it. I think.
Yeah, I mean they've
they got it.
they have a lot of good
They got
players.
experience.
Experience, they got it. Vibes, don't got it.
Yeah, the vibes are not there.
They don't got the vibes. Pelicans, no. Last,
Just no.
just no. Nuggets,
Yeah.
obviously, stardom, got it. Coaching, got it.
They got it all.
Depth, got it. Experience, got it. Vibes, got it. All right. So,
Although their depth is not.
It's something that could be an issue. When
I
they
mean,
play.
they've got 8 guys that they'll play with. But DeAndre Jordan's getting minutes for you. I don't know if he did last night, but he has been.
Yeah, I mean he's not playing like a big role.
I will willingly take away depth from them easily. It's not a
Yeah, I
problem.
mean, obviously they're starting 5: Christian Brown, Peyton Watson, Justin Holiday. They're not playing Reggie Jackson a whole lot, but they're playing him some.
Okay. So we got 4 good playoff teams, the Thunder being one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Minnesota's the only team that hit all five of my Tayshaun's criteria.
I thought we just said Denver did.
Well, I thought we took away depth.
We kind of poo-pooed their depth.
I mean, Denver won last night, and they shot 17.9% from the 3-point line.
My whole thing last night when I was coming up with this was like, how do I just get Denver and OKC in the Western Conference Finals? But now going through this practice,
Well, the Wolves and the Nuggets are on the same side of the bracket, though.
oh, okay, great. So this could still happen. Okay, good. So it's going to happen still.
Yeah, and that's the thing about getting to the second round is the Thunder don't have a chance against the Mavericks or the Clippers, but man, those 4 teams up top, Nuggets, Wolves, Clippers or Mavericks, and the Thunder, like those are
It's going to be tough.
really good teams.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the NBA is going to have a problem if somehow 3 teams make it to the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah, I don't know how they even figure that out.
I think they'd have to reshape the court, like
Yeah.
like make it like a
At a third
had
basket.
a third basket,
Is there
like
a team that
triangle.
bothers you more as far as their performances in the playoff than the Cavs?
Oh, I'm unbothered because I just don't care.
I do not
Like,
care.
it's so strange. They got people like 40 points last night.
I know that is like the most nothing series.
The NBA TV
Ever.
series.
I mean, you might
I just
have-
want the Magic to win.
I'd like for the Magic to win too, but yeah, that has been the most boring series so far.
And then the Bucks, like, I just hope they lose too.
Yeah, both those series are just kind of blah.
Yep. I'm not watching any of those.
Yeah, there's just
What stinks is
there's
the ones I
nothing
want to watch
inspiring
the
about it.
most are the late ones, obviously, 'cause in the Western
Yeah.
Conference.
Yeah.
But it's like watching the Clippers, Mavericks, obviously, and then watching the Lakers, Nuggets,
Yeah,
which is more just like a hate watch, to be honest with you.
Yeah. It's kind of awesome just watching the Lakers get destroyed by the Nuggets every time.
yeah, it is. Knicks Sixers is like the only thing that's safe.
Yeah,
in the Eastern
that's great.
Conference.
Good.
That's great.
You know, every other series, you're just like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
The East, I mean, the West it's crazy how superior the
Yeah,
West
we
is
thought
to
it was
the East.
we thought it was changing not too long ago.
It has not changed at all.
No.
The East is so bad.
Yes.
It's like it's just.
I mean, the Knicks are the
unwatchable.
2 seed. No offense to the Knicks, but
But it's
they
like
would
we
be
also
the
had to
5
consider
seed in the West as
Yeah.
far as just not even. I'm talking like record wise. I'm talking.
Yeah, if they were just
like
in
how
the West,
far would you
Yeah,
go down in the West before you pick the Knicks in the series?
yeah, I know.
But the East are missing stars. They're missing Jimmy Butler. They're missing Giannis.
Yeah, it's part of why this. That's why it's part of why it's boring.
Yeah. So we have to give it at least that. If the Stars were playing, I think it would be more interesting.
Yeah, that's probably true. That's a good point.
Okay. Wow.
Hey, good point.
Awesome. All right. Well, let's leave Tayshawn's there on that good note.
Hey guys,
Jimmy.
let's jump to a Twitter question.
Jimmy,
It comes from at JLaw091, who wants to know, have you ever eaten an entire bag of burgers from Brahms? If no,
No.
what are you waiting for? That's 5 burgers.
It's 5 burgers.
That's a lot of burgers.
They're also not even the best burgers they offer. So why would I do that?
Hey guys, have I told you all?
They're good though.
Have I told you
But
that I've
it's like-
done a 180 on Brahms?
What do you mean?
The renowned Brahms hater,
Yeah, I
And
know.
you're a lover.
but dude, their breakfast is so good.
It's real good.
Their burgers are good. Like Brahms, welcome back.
You know what else is really good? Their ice cream.
Yeah, of course. I never said no to the ice cream.
No, their food is good.
Yeah, and I started figuring out like this is such a stupid hack, but like ask for the fries. Well done.
They do it?
Oh yeah, changes the game.
Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A stopped doing it. They
Wow.
won't do it anymore.
Shout out to at Alex Dr. Prof, who went to Brahms and ate all 5 burgers in the
Yeah.
bag of burgers.
Wow.
He's from Germany.
Yeah.
Came here for
I love
The
that
first
so
2
much.
games.
Did you
For
eat
the
it?
Brahms bag
Yeah.
of burgers?
he came here for the Brahms bag of burgers. Is not even a Thunder fan. No, I'm just kidding.
Just a big burger fan.
Just
He
a big
just-
Brahms guy.
So I ran into him. I was out there shooting videos, and I stopped and talked to him for a while. He said, "I will not eat another burger ever again in my life." He's like, he said he ate all
It was no longer fun.
all 5 burgers.
And I've had my quota of burgers.
He's out on burgers. He said people keep recommending like burger places for him to go. He's like,
No.
no, not
Can't
going.
do it. It's too
Um,
much.
But anyways, shout out to
You're working
Alex.
on your German accent. Yeah.
not eat another burger.
I'm glad you're doing that far away from the
Yeah,
mic. Though.
thanks.
He is very, really cool guy,
Who else have you met? A lot of dunkers.
dude. So I cannot walk 5 feet without seeing a dunker outside the arena.
I always get it low key is one of my favorite things where people will just walk by me, not even to stop me. This way, it's Jay, and I was
Dude,
like,
it's Jay.
"Hey."
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a lot of L-man.
Yeah,
That's a good.
That's
That's
good.
way better. Than
Feels
it's
good.
Jay.
I handed out a ton of stickers the other day.
Do you need more?
I do.
I have
Okay.
the one. I have the ones with the QR code.
Oh, yeah.
I'll bring them.
Yeah, bring them. Yeah, it's great.
You made those?
yeah, a
it's
long,
great.
long time ago.
Yeah.
And the QR code still works.
Actually, a year ago, I think.
Awesome.
Yeah,
That's
so long.
awesome. I will not eat another burger for 3 years.
Sorry, Alex.
All right, let's go to our next Twitter question. It comes from at MM Crossley, who says, "Is it weird that Dort barely gets a mention in regards to all defense, or is that just my bias showing?"
I mean, it's not. In the anonymous player poll at The Athletic, he was voted as the 3rd best defender in the league by the players. We interviewed almost 150 players, and he was 3rd on that list. So I think a lot of people understand it. It goes kind of back to the people don't even know how to talk about the Thunder's defense, because people will even say that J-Dub is the Thunder's best defender at times,
What?
and it's just like you don't. And I don't want to take anything away from J-Dub or even from Chet, but Dort was the best defender on the team all season,
Yeah.
and it wasn't particularly close. It's just people just don't really know what to do with the Thunder. And I think if people did understand that, like, they can do so many of the things that they do on defense because they have Lou Dort. Like, those guys everybody looks better because of Lou.
I think it's hard to watch defense and identify what is good defense, like, because it's not like a slam dunk or a 3, and it's not like, oh, they had a really good
Yeah.
play and they got 2 points. It's just hard to watch and really figure out, so it can be overlooked. And like, that's what I just think it's hard, especially
Yeah.
just for people just normal people that are watching, and which I am one, to just look at it and be like, oh, this is
Mhm.
the best defender. It's just
Yeah.
really hard, I think.
Yeah. I think people are recognizing it now in the series with what he's doing against Brandon Ingram.
Yeah.
I think that some people are having some regrets.
I think it's funny watching like national media people that have to have a lot of takes. Like the Thunder haven't had to be on TV this much ever all season.
Yep.
So no one's had to have like true takes, besides the guys that we already respect, JJ Redick and the guys who actually watch basketball, legs. But I'm talking about like
Legs.
love legs. But it's funny watching them like be like, oh crap, the test is tomorrow. I have to study, or like, oh, my paper's due in the morning. Crap, I have to do all this. Figure out what can we say that's like smart about the Thunder, and they like have to figure out what the Thunder do now because they're gonna be in the playoffs for a minute.
It really what this it just feels like. I know we're only 2 games in, but that Sam Presti thing, it's like it's not an appearance, it's an arrival.
Mhm.
It feels like that's what it is so far.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's our first appearance from the rebuild, if it's Western Conference Finals, if it's deep into the second round, that's what it feels like.
Yeah.
I don't remember. Yeah, I don't know.
I'm about to arrive.
Don't say it.
Well, don't do that. But do you agree?
Yeah.
How does Sam feel about it? Like, have we heard anything from him about? Is he just feels like he's playing with house money right now?
I'm sure he's very happy. I have no idea how he feels.
Just in general, what's he doing?
I bet he feels
He's got to feel good.
good.
I'm sure it feels good. Good
You ever
question.
see him wandering around Scissortail before the games?
I have not.
How awesome would that be? Just wearing a dog shirt.
See
Barking.
Presti barking in a dog shirt. I don't.
The barking
Hey.
man is
The barking is
so
amazing.
awesome.
It's
Hey, if you're
so
listening
good.
to this and you want a barking dog shirt, what do we do? Or the howling dog shirt?
Well, they're
What do we do?
they're out of stock right now, so you don't do anything right now. But you keep a lookout on our Twitter page. How about that?
Because we're gonna release more.
Just a little maybe.
Okay.
Yes, we are.
Okay, yes, we are.
But hey, we're gonna see. We're gonna see.
the black ones look really good too.
They look. That's one that like
Yeah.
looks really good in person.
I wore that one first. I love because I'm waiting to wear the barking dog one set tomorrow, and it felt good to wear, and I thought it looked good.
Are we all wearing the dog shirt tomorrow?
I am.
Oh yeah.
I'm wearing my Down to Dunk Thunder jersey over it,
Oh, okay.
so it's
yeah,
gonna be
that's a good
under
one.
it. But
That's probably the only thing I'd say that's okay to do.
We got to get a picture with our dog shirts on, though. Hotspot Casino in the chat gave us a super chat. He said that Legler's starting to irritate him lately. He said that OKC is pound for pound better than Denver, and he's mentioning Denver as being a better team, and they're not. I think that's a little bit of a homer take, Hotspot
Yeah.
Casino.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the defending champs.
but we
we're talking
support
about.
Homer takes
But we support homer takes. He's right.
because we're Homer Pod.
Yeah, Legs, shut up. We're better than the Nuggets.
I hopefully we get to see if we are.
Oh, I'd love to
Better
see
than
it.
in
the
I'm not
Nuggets.
sure I followed the
In a
train of thought
series?
on that one. So what did Leg say?
He just is saying that the Nuggets are the best team in the West.
Who isn't saying that
Yeah.
Yeah.
except for us?
That's what we're saying
although
right
I'm
now,
still
Jay.
saying that.
Oh, we have another super chat. Chatamus33 says that
Chatamus.
the group interview started in Chet's first summer league. He would only do the interviews with the teammate.
I do remember that.
Oh yeah. That's
It's
true.
kinda more
Thank
from
you,
there.
Chatamus.
Shout out to Chad.
Like that. The other thing, okay, this is my take. I think by the end of this playoffs,
Mm-hmm.
the Shea and Chet What a Pro Wants commercial will be at the same level as the KD Doodle Jump commercial from back in the day.
Oh man,
As
that's a
like-
high bar. That is a high bar.
I know, because
Doodle-
Doodoo Jump is like
Doo-doo jump.
the highest level
No.
I think of Thunder commercials.
What do you guys think about the What a Pro Wants?
It's
out.
it's absolutely growing on me.
Taylor, your thumb looks terrible.
Yeah, I
Does
bite.
that hurt all the time?
Yeah. Listen, I bite my nails. When I run out of nails,
Oh, get out of here! Show me.
I move back.
Show me. Show me.
No, let's not.
Okay. But I think
Everywhere. Let's see your other hand.
What a Pro Wants is growing on you, though.
What a Pro Wants is growing on me because I saw that. Did you see the tweet that said, "Can you imagine being blown out by this Thunder team and then having to watch the What a Pro Wants commercial over and over and over? Like
Yeah.
it would drive you insane." And I like that. So I think
Who was it on? Is Miles Brown a Twitter personality?
Yeah.
Yes.
So he said something like, "I pray to God as soon as the Thunder, as soon as the Thunder lose and are out of the playoffs, I never want to hear that commercial again."
Yeah.
So I think
I'm
that's
just telling you,
That means it's working.
I don't know.
it kind of has a place in my heart, and it's taken over more real estate in that heart.
Wow.
It's
Oh,
growing.
All right.
I really am starting to really like it.
I'm gonna try to like it. I don't like it at all, but I will try to like it.
But think about if we're you could be watching this commercial for a good
I mean,
amount of time.
I know.
I don't know what
And-
happens on. So I use DirecTV Stream to watch the games.
Yeah.
And there'll be like 90% of the time when it goes from the game to the commercials volume is like 20% comparatively. So I can't even hear half the commercial.
Oh,
Oh,
that's cool.
crank it.
Lower?
Yes.
it.
Oh, that's
It's
unusual.
perfect. Is
That's
what
Yeah, I
it is.
kind of like
Well,
that.
and I'm mostly watching on League Pass. When you watch on League Pass, there's no commercials.
It
And
just
so
goes
for,
to the. We'll
so
be back in a minute.
I don't see it all the time. So
How are you doing that? VPN?
we'll talk about it after.
I'm watching. I'm seeing what a pro wants all the time.
Yeah, I'm
on
not seeing it as
TNT
much.
constantly. And the reason that I think we like Doo-Doo Jump is because we saw it so much.
And
It
it's
was also kinda
funny.
funny.
It was funny.
And
Yeah.
Doodle Jump was a great game.
Yeah.
I didn't play it.
What about Fruit Ninja?
I never played Fruit Ninja.
What about the giant fruit ninja at like
I like
Dave and
those. I like
Buster's?
Dave and Buster's.
Yeah, that's
Mm.
cool.
I was more of an Angry Birds guy.
I
Yeah.
loved Angry Birds.
Angry
Huge
Birds.
Angry
When I
Birds,
was in law
yeah.
school, Angry Birds would come out with like the new update of like the 100 more games
Yeah.
Yeah.
the week of finals. And so I would stay up playing till like 3 a.m. Angry Birds in.
Yeah.
I also like
impacted
the
my-
one. I can't remember what it was called, but it was another bird specific. But it would go up and down hills.
Oh, yeah,
You're
yeah.
talking about
Flappy Bird.
Flappy Bird.
Flappy Bird.
Yeah.
That was a great game too.
No. Flappy Bird's the one where it like you have to tap it
Yeah.
and it goes in between like.
Oh, are you
Oh.
talking the one where it's on the land?
Oh,
I
I still have that.
that is
What's
the
that called?
one.
I don't know. I beat it.
You
though.
still
I
have
beat
that?
every
Yeah,
level.
I did.
What's it called?
I still have that. It is. I can't remember what it's called, but
They don't
it's-
make iPhone games like they used
It's
to,
a great
huh?
game. Tiny Wings.
Tiny Wings.
Oh, shout out Tiny Wings.
Tiny Wings
Shout
was
out
good.
Tiny
Yeah, we have our
Wings was
clip,
fun.
Andrew.
Still have it.
Tiny Wings is good.
We got our clip.
But when you say it, it ruins it.
well, now we now
he
we're
just
all,
clipped it before.
Well, now
Oh,
the game's
Tiny
played.
Wings, man, come back to me.
Are you gonna
updated it?
re-download it? Flappy Bird, the guy that made Flappy Bird, it was too much for him. He had to take it down because it was too much.
Really?
Well, he took it off the App Store.
I thought he sold it.
No, he didn't sell it. Took it off the App Store and like was like, I'm done. It's too much.
Wow.
That's his lot in life.
He was and like, so like people were like, if you had not downloaded it, you could never get it. But if so, people were like, well, I have it, so I
Wow.
can still play it.
What a
Yeah.
legend. The legend of Flappy Bird.
Wow.
Legend of Bagger Vance.
All right, I have one more question for you guys. Harky miffed and harky peeved.
Miffed and peeved.
Question from the chat: Can we talk about Dallas versus Clippers already, or not? Who we want to see? I mean, we're not going to put the cart before the horse, man.
Mm-mm.
The cart before the horseman or the horse?
The horse.
In
The
Andrew's
horse-
world,
Because
they're
the horseman's
horsemen.
behind the horse.
Oh, I was thinking of like a centaur.
We're not putting the cart before the horse, man, or the horse.
Yeah.
Horseman.
Yeah.
Hey, where do you Hey, where do you want to go? The centaur asks you.
You guys miss?
I'm not that miffed.
It's quite the dramatic setup for nothing.
I'm not that
Are you two okay?
miffed.
I am
I'm not that
not that miffed.
Not that
Actually, I'm
miffed.
doing well. How's your finger, man?
Gene Bead, baby.
My finger's terrible.
So, did you injure it,
Yeah.
It's injured.
or is it like just like wear and tear? Or did you hit it with something, or caught it in a door, or like how did it happen?
Oh.
No, it's strained, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I
Just too many middle fingers.
I was in my flower bed in the
Oh,
backyard.
that's right. You were gardening. I
And
remember
I'm-
that.
And Amy's like, I was told her that I told Mark that I said I was gardening. She's like, why'd you say gardening? She said, it sounds like you're just like just plopping seeds down in the yard and like somehow got hurt.
No, I think everybody knows.
She's
what
like, you should have said
gardening
yard work.
Yard work is the more, let's say, manly answer.
Yeah.
But gardening for Mark making fun of
means. Yeah,
you
it's perfect.
is
Yeah.
funnier.
Yeah. When he says
So I'm glad you said
gardening
gardening.
is a contact sport.
Landscape work.
Yeah,
Landscape.
I was landscaping.
Yeah, there you
I was
go.
manscaping.
Manscaping.
Manscaping. I had to. It was really bad. I really don't want to talk.
He would have, he would have moved on way quicker if you
He
said
would've.
manscaping.
Well, it was funny because I was.
Do you ever
And I-
just tell him like, "Hey, I'm older than you, bud"? Like you don't get to.
I'm
talk to
actually
him.
not older than him,
Oh, okay.
but
all right.
he's just like a year older.
You don't get to talk to me like that.
I'm your elder.
But I like grabbed the mic and I'm holding the mic like this.
Andrew, you got to use that left hand, man. You got to.
I know.
You got to put that one in your
Well,
pocket.
and the problem is like instinctually you don't think about it. Like you just grab the mic and you want to ask the question, and he just looked at me and heard nothing I said.
What
It was just like
with your finger?
staring at my finger. Didn't hear a word I said. He's like, "You got to tell me what happened with your finger." He's like, "What happened to your finger?" I was like, I was like, I didn't think you would do it because like this is the playoffs. Like this is like
Yeah,
being
it's not
recorded. Like this,
practice.
yeah, like this is not just like some off the record conversation. This is the game 2 of the playoffs. He's like, what happened to your finger?
Mark is awesome.
He wouldn't let it go because I said, listen, it's not a good story. And he was just like, well, you got to tell me what happened. He's like, what happened?
I heard it gardening.
I said,
Gardening. That is okay.
He was like,
That's
what?
Really funny.
He was like,
Yeah.
what's the injury? And I told him it was a mallet finger. Said I heard it gardening. And then he just,
The combination
Thought
of
it was-
mallet finger and gardening is perfect.
It was
Yeah.
good.
Never
It's-
heard of mallet finger in my life.
In my
Sounds
life.
fake.
I hadn't heard of it either.
It's like tennis elbow, mallet finger.
I've heard of tennis elbow.
I think, yeah.
It's like that.
Everyone
Anyways,
believes
I
in
have-
tennis finger. I mean,
like-
tennis elbow.
It's like thing body part, so it's like that.
But
Great.
I have to. It has to stay in the splint for 6 weeks, and it has to stay completely straight.
But it's not completely straight. It's a
Well,
little bendy.
This,
What do you mean
Has
it's
to stay-
completely?
oh,
It's not
that-
completely
that-
straight.
this has to stay straight.
But
the-
that doesn't
Put a level on it.
This
that
is-
doesn't bend.
Huh?
That
This?
doesn't bend. Are you talking about this?
I'm talking about this.
This.
Yes.
Okay. Is that a
That's called the mallet.
no? Is that a knuckle?
This is some
not
prime YouTube
A,
content.
that's not
friends.
a knuckle. What is
Yeah.
that
Yes, it
called?
is.
That
That's
a
exactly
knuckle.
what
It
that
is
is.
absolutely
These are
a knuckle.
knuckles.
This is still a
These.
knuckle.
This is a knuckle.
Yeah.
They're
Yes.
all knuckles.
They're all knuckles.
Why do you think your knees and knuckles both spelled with K's before, right?
That has
Every-
nothing to
Every joint that bends
No
like that
way.
starts with a K.
I thought knuckles were spelled with
ankle.
G.
Is there a K in ankle? Yeah.
knuckles?
No.
Knuckles like gnocchi. Knuckles.
Oh, okay. I see.
do. No way.
No, I didn't really think that.
Knuckles.
Knuckles.
It's like, well, yeah. I just know how to spell knuckles always.
These are knuckles.
because of Sonic and Knuckles.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Same reason I know how to spell tails
like look at
and Robotnik.
like
Anyway.
they bend. By,
Yeah, they've been.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I
it has
just don't think that's a knuckle. Okay,
They're
maybe it is.
It's not debatable. It's not
It's-
whether or not you have an opinion.
When you're saying,
Luke, we've had a
knuckles,
debate about is this first knuckle, second knuckle, or third knuckle?
I guess
We've
you're
had
right.
that debate on this.
Now, to be
podcast.
fair,
This
you wouldn't
is the
say
first-
like
this
you
is
wouldn't
the
say like give me some
first-
knuckles and then like throw these. back in
Yeah,
there.
yeah. Give me some nuts.
Give me some nuts.
I guess you could.
That's like how
Can now.
gorillas do it.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's terrible, and
Does it hurt?
It does sometimes. Yeah.
Huh.
One of my kids fell. I was sitting on the trampoline with my kids, and I just shouldn't be on the trampoline. Never mind. But anyways, they fell on it
Fell on it?
last night, and it really hurt.
Did
That's
you
another.
say-
That's another story for the post game
Did you-
Yeah,
interview.
Did you curse?
I did not curse.
Did you say freak? Frick.
Or dadgummit.
Dead gum.
I'm G and Bede, guys. I know
Yeah.
we're trying to get out of here, but
Yeah.
I'm not. What do you want to talk about?
this is the time we can talk about whatever, right?
Yeah.
So my mom got hip replacement surgery.
Oh, really?
G and Bede, she's in a lot of pain right now. Just kidding. I love my mom. No, she got hip replacement surgery.
Suffering. I'm so grateful and blessed.
No, I love my mom. No, I'm not talking about that. But they usually watch our kids on some of the days. So now she can't, obviously.
Mm.
So my kids now on Thursdays get picked up by my wife's mom. My wife, mommy, picked up. They go out there all day Thursday, stay the night Thursday night, and then I get them Friday after work. So now Kate and I have Thursday Date night.
Third kid on the way.
Nope.
Coming.
But I do just want to
Fall
say
2024.
we'll see. We'll see where this road leads.
There's no way. There's no way that happened. Hey, come to Lively Beer Works on Saturday, 2:30 tip. We would love to see you there. Come hang out with us. We'll do a post-game pod. Be there or be square. We'll talk to you guys again on Saturday.
Oh my God.
Oh, man.